think that's it. Now it's recording. Yep. Hello, good morning, everybody. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Christian. We are here for our first bilingual French English conversation. It's gonna be a challenge for me to conduct this conversation because English was okay for me to conduct, but in French, will be a huge challenge because I'm learning, I'm improving myself daily, and that's a way to improve ourselves to try something new. And even if the errors coming, if we make mistakes, it's okay. Little by little, I know that I can improve, and we don't have too many places to have those kind of conversation, free conversations to improve. So we do those kind of meetings online, and that is very interesting. I'm um, I'm here with Christian. He's from the community. This is unbelievable, and he do some meetings, and I got inspired from him. He do a polyglot meeting, but for now I'm going just to do the bilingual one for me to develop. And I want to know a little bit about you, Christian. The first time we are here, can you please introduce yourself?
Sure. Well, first of all, I would like to congratulate you because for this initiative. I know that it is not easy, like to set it up. I believe that it's really important to make the kick off. So I would like to congratulate you for this initiative. It's always important as well to have a safe place and a specific place for practicing and as well putting in practice our knowledge. And yeah, it's gonna be a challenge for both of us. Well, about me, my name is Christian Jimenez, as you already mentioned. I am from Bolivia. However, I currently live here in Brazil. I started my community as well because I truly believe that it's important to have these spaces where you can expose yourself, you can share your ideas in a different language. Um, I'm 37 years old. I'm married. I live in Curitiba. I love learning the new languages. That's why I'm here, and I believe that it's important to put it in practice daily. And that's it. A little bit about me.
Thanks, Christian. Well, and a little bit about me. I just did a career transition. I used to work in cruise ships for a long time. Then I come back to Brazil. I did a career transition to technology. Then I did a new career transition to education. Now I'm an English teacher in a small city where I'm living right now. And I give classes to beginners, and it's very interesting. We learn a lot every day as well. It's very interesting teaching. It's an environment that I'm really loving it. I'm learning every day with them. I think I learn more than I teach. It's very interesting. And all right, let's see. So how it's gonna be? We're gonna talk in French. So I will start with English for today, the first question, and then we switch to French. Every question we answer in a different language, all right? So let's see. I'm going to start with the question number one um, in English. Why do you think consistency is no, it's so difficult for most people, Chris? Can you answer that one?
Sure. Let me hear. Well, I believe that there are different factors why consistency is so like tricky to hold or to maintain. Firstly, I would say it's because it's gonna take time. Consistency is something that you need to do every single day, even though you don't want to do it, or even though you feel tired about doing it. I believe that creating that habit is the most difficult one because at the beginning you will be driven by motivation, and motivation is gonna like remain there for days or even for weeks, or even 1 month. But after that, it's when consistency comes. As everything in life, I believe that when you need to do it daily, and you need to achieve something important, and for that you need to do it every single day. I believe is the most important part, like creating that habit. So that's why it's so difficult. People used to, or people normally give up in that transition to creating a habit. So that's why it's kind of tricky. That's my opinion.
I totally agree with you. In the beginning, it's so hard. And I think certain people they don't have this kind of patience to wait for the results to come. Sometimes they want to do something and they want to the results just to appear. And it's not like that. You need to have patience. Little by little the results will come, but in the beginning you will not see to continue doing it. You need to know exactly where you want to reach, why, and maybe you have this strength to go. If you don't have, you give up in one month, in 1 week. Sometimes the people just give up in the beginning, in really the beginning, and they don't want to continue because it's hard, it's different, no results coming so quickly. Because nowadays we are like that. We want to do something and things come, the results come immediately. We are the new generation, especially, they don't have patience to wait if the results don't come up very, very easy, very quickly. All right, now let's turn to French. Euh, Let me see. Pourquoi est-il plus facile d'être constante dans ce que l'on aime que dans ce qui est important? Ah, je pense que pour moi, par exemple, c'est très facile pour faire une chose que j'aime que autre chose que je sais, je connais que c'est important, c'est nécessaire pour mon futur ou quelque chose. Par exemple, pour avoir une certification d'anglais, par exemple. Ce n'est pas une chose très intéressante pour étudier parce qu'il y a beaucoup de choses difficiles et il y a, nous faisons beaucoup d'efforts pour, euh, pour avoir les choses que nous voulons. Euh, mais si j'ai, par exemple, lire, j'aime lire. Moi, c'est plus facile de prendre un livre et lire quelque chose de que je pense que c'est plus facile. Et quand c'est facile, tu aimes, nous pouvons, non, nous pouvons. Ah, how can I say? We put notre air dans les choses que nous faisons, c'est plus tranquille pour continuer. Ah, je ne sais pas, c'est comme ça. Christian, pratiquez votre français.
Alors, très bien. Je crois que c'est une question très intéressante parce que peut-être que les choses importantes, peut-être une chose que nous aimons faire aussi, c'est une chose que nous aimons. Mais alors, je crois que, comme vous avez dit, faire les choses que nous plaît, je crois que c'est plus facile parce que, premièrement, notre tête est costumée à j'ai oublié le mot parce que ce n'est pas s'acostumbrado. C'est habitué à ces activités parce que vous les savez faire beaucoup de temps parce que ça te plaît. En revanche, si c'est une chose plus difficile ou plus compliquée, je crois que votre propre tête arrêtera ne aura besoin de faire cette activité. Mais je crois que la combinaison des choses, c'est très puissant. Parce que peut-être que tu aimes étudier l'anglais, par exemple. Et aussi, tu aimes faire des exercices de grammatique ou te préparer pour choses plus compliquées comme les tests de proficience que vous avez mentionné. Et sa combinaison. Alors, en ce moment, tu es en train de faire une chose que tu aimes et une chose importante et compliquée au même temps. Alors, je crois que c'est le mieux scénario, avoir ces balances. Faire une chose que tu aimes et en même temps une chose importante. Malheureusement, c'est presque impossible qu'il y ait ces balances parce que je connais beaucoup de personnes qui travaillent dans un domaine qu'ils n'aiment pas faire. Mais aussi, je connais les personnes qui ils ont trouvé ces balances dans sa vie. Et alors, j'ai honte, non, je ne sais pas comment dire, je ne sais pas comment dire envie en français, ou j'ai oublié.
Envie?
Alors,
No.
euh, non, j'ai envié, tenho vontade.
Yeah.
Je crois que c'est ah, j'ai oublié, mais c'est l'idée. Je crois que ces personnes qui ont trouvé ce balance, ils sont très heureux dans la vie et avec sa vie aussi.
C'est vrai. C'est nécessaire pour avoir le balance, parfois. Ay, ay, ay. All right. So, what usually makes you lose consistency in your routines? Oh my goodness. The life, the things I do every day. For example, I have my plans, but talking about reading, for example, pleasure reading, not working reading or studying, just for pleasure. I would like to read every day something, but my routine, my working routine sometimes drives me crazy and I cannot do the way I want. And sometimes I jump. I jump some days, 2, 3 days, and I know that it's not so good to do this. Pardon. Uh, I know that I don't need to do plenty every day, but I need to do at least little thing. I can read a page. I don't need to read the whole chapter. I can read just a little, but sometimes I don't have this opportunity. And this make me a little bit dismotivated. If I take more than 2 days, I can say. If I jump just one day, it's okay. I can just go back on track. But if I miss 2 days, 3 days, for me it's hard to go back. I feel a little bit dismotivated. I forget what I was reading. I don't feel so comfortable to continue what I'm doing. Another thing, go to the gym, for example. It's not something that I really like. It's necessary, right? And for us to achieve the purpose, we need to have consistency in this case. But for me, if sometimes I don't go for a week and that's it. I just don't go to the month. For me, it's hard to, especially because it's not something that I like. It's something that is necessary. It's important for my health, but I really don't. This make me lose my routine. If I jump some days, for me to go back on track is complicated. That's why things that I really like or I think is really important for the goal I want to achieve, I try not to jump more than one day. I jump one day, it's okay, but then I go back on track in my purpose. And how about you, Christian?
Well, it's a tricky question. As I said, there are different factors that can make us like lose consistency in our routine. But I will not say that the lack of time. Sometimes we have a lot of things to complete or tasks to complete in our daily basis. Another one, let me see. Well, unexpected facts like weather, for example. Yesterday, I am trying to run every other day, at least 3 times every week. and do a little bit of exercise because I stopped going to the gym. But I'm still like exercising. Yesterday I was trying to do that, but here in Curitiba, Curitiba is a really rainy city, and unexpectedly it's gonna start raining again. So yesterday when I decided to go out and do some exercise, it started raining. So I believe that those unexpected factors can happen as well, and that can make us feel unmotivated or as well make us lose the focus. But it's something that we need to understand. It okay. Yesterday I couldn't do it. It's okay as well. Tomorrow or today, I will do it, and I will feel bad because I continued it even though I feel like unmotivated or that I felt that I was losing my focus. So yeah, there are many factors. So it's just one that I can underline for this question.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm with you. You know, it's complicated sometimes, boy. You need to really have power to do these things. If we don't have, we don't. And let's see. I'm going to the number six en français. C'est pourquoi les gens commencent-ils avec enthousiasme, mais pendant ils le rythment après quelques jours ou semaines. Hmm, je pense que j'ai déjà répondu ça en anglais, mais je pense que c'est pourquoi, parce que les personnes, ils font quelque chose et ils voient le résultat immédiatement. Ou quelques résultats. Et parfois, ce n'est pas comme ça. Le résultat vient après, après, non. Après semaines, mois, années parfois. Si nous parlons de travail, par exemple, parfois, après un an, 2 ans que toutes les choses que nous étudions viennent, nous pouvons évoluer dans notre travail, ce type de choses. Et si les personnes, beaucoup de personnes, elles n'ont pas de patience pour wait, pour le moment, pour venir. Et je pense que ça, c'est la motivation. Je pense, ça, c'est une des motivations que fait la personne arrête de continuer les défis, les choses qu'ils font maintenant. Mieux. Je pense comme ça. Et toi?
Selon moi, entre raisons, je crois que c'est très valide la raison que vous avez mentionnée, mais je crois aussi qu'autre raison est très célèbre, c'est qu'au début, quand quelqu'un est débutant en quelque chose, je crois que les premiers moments, les premières semaines, ou même les premiers mois, ou même les premières même années, les choses que tu as appris et que tu apprends, et ils seront comme, premièrement, une chose nouvelle. Et peut-être que tu es motivé d'apprendre une chose nouvelle. Et plus, je crois que au début, euh, vous pouvez voir votre progrès plus facilement. Parce que comme tu es un débutant, vous apprendrez quelque chose de nouvel et vous pour aussi utiliser ça et vous sentirez très, très, très bien avec toi-même. Mais je crois qu'avec le temps, par exemple, quand on parle de l'apprentissage de la langue étrangère, au début, c'est très, très bon parce que tu apprends beaucoup de choses. Mais il y a un moment dans ces journées qui que tu sens que tu es comme un plateau, c'est un niveau que tu ne peux pas voir ou tu ne peux pas hacer votre progrès et quand même, parce que c'est très compliqué d'apprendre les nouvelles choses. Alors, je crois que le plateau, c'est un raison pourquoi c'est très compliqué de perdre de la motivation parce que tu ne peux pas voir ou évaluer votre progrès comme au début.
C'est vrai, Chris. Cette plateau, c'était très compliqué, spécialement par exemple dans la langue, quand nous sommes dans le niveau intermédiaire. On débute beaucoup de choses nouvelles, c'est vrai, mais c'est difficile pour avancer de l'intermédiaire pour le avancer dans l'anglais ou autre langue, par exemple, parce que it, nous, la évolution, ce n'est pas trop grande comme on début. C'est plus petit l'évolution quand nous avançons dans notre progrès. Je peux dire ça avec les langues, par exemple. Parfois, tu continues à dire, oh mon Dieu, que je peux étudier pour avancer parce que c'est comme je stagnais, ne pas avancer, je n'ai pas voir mon avance ou quelque chose comme ça. C'est vrai. Je, je suis d'accord avec toi aussi. Let me see. Uh, ah, le nom. The number 8. Why are some unrealistic expectations people create that sabotage consistency? You know, certain people, they, their goal too high. That's not a good idea. We cannot achieve. It is easier to achieve little by little. So you cannot say, let's talk about I want to have 1,000, 1,000 no. Let's say uh, and then you need to save some money. You need to do something in your financial with your finances to achieve this. But to reach this, maybe for you, cannot be so easy, especially in Brazil, talking about Brazilian sellers. You need to put some realistic uh, goal, something smaller. Let's say try to reach the 10,000 first. For some people, 10,000 is a lot of money, especially in Brazil. Uh, Try to reach this money and celebrate when you reach there. Then you try next step. I think the problem is because people put high expectations, like losing weight. I want to lose I need to lose a lot of weight right now, but let's say I want to lose 15 kilos. Okay, but it's a progress, it's little by little. How long did you get those 15 kilos on you? You cannot just lose in 6 months, in 1 year. It's gonna take a while. You need to change your habits. You need to do something to lose this. So you need to lower your expectation, put a lower uh, goal, and then try to reach little by little. But I think people sabotage this because they put high expectations and don't cannot reach. It's unrealistic, I think. How about you? What do you think?
Sure, let me see. Well, I completely agree with you. That you mentioned about like putting the stakes so high, and it's something that normally happens on people, even more when we start doing something and we feel so excited about doing something new or motivated as well. But it's important to keep realistic. Otherwise, we could like get unmotivated or discouraged about ourselves, and we can feel frustration. We can face frustration, and as a result of that feeling, perhaps we will stop doing something that perhaps it's beneficial for us. It can be like learning something new, trying to lose some weight that it's important, or having a more a healthy diet. So yeah, I believe that firstly we need to understand that that big things or important things will happen with time. It's not gonna be something that it's gonna happen overnight. So it's the first thing that we have to put in our mind. I always talk about the language learning, but perhaps we can relate to health. If you want to weigh 1 kilo, it's gonna take at least 2 3 months. If you wanna lose like 4 or 10, it's gonna take even years. As we mentioned at the beginning, the first months, if you like, if there are people that have a lot of overweight, the first months they're gonna like realize, or they're gonna note that they're losing a lot of weight. But when they get that plateau level, in that moment it's gonna be even more difficult. And I believe that that moment is more like tricky to understand. It's gonna be a really long process. So first of all, I believe that it is important to set realistic and short term. Firstly, short term goals that will be like the more realistic. Well, all of them has to be realistic, but I believe the short term are important because there are like little things that you can achieve, and the sum of them will reach you to the big long term that is gonna be like a long or a big or the biggest long term goal that you have set. For example, I really would like to run like 10 kilometers, like in a marathon or something like that. I cannot like think to do it that in just 1 month. Even more, I am not used to run daily. So I will say this month, well, my first goal is gonna be run at least 3 times this week, or 1 time this week. It doesn't matter how long. But at the end of this month, I would like to run at least 3 kilometers. And my final goal is gonna be like reach those 10 kilometers perhaps at the end of this year, or at the end of 2026. So I believe that the sum of little things will reach you to bigger things. So I believe that is important. Otherwise, as I already said, you can get frustrated, and as a result, you will give up. That's for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, totally agree. Those I always do those small short goals. Those short goals is very important because you feel like proud of yourself. Oh, I reached here, so I can move forward. So try let's let me set a next step, and then you go and you continues. Little by little, you you put the stick a little bit higher, and then you feel proud and motivated to continue because you see that, oh, that's nice, I can do it. And I really like this thing to put realistic because in the past I used to put unrealistic, oh my goodness, expectations, and was I got frustrated because I didn't get, and then I start to learn how to do it, and then things start to become better because I start to celebrate the little achievements also. Every time I put a goal, a short term goal, I always celebrate as well because I know that I'm one step forward next to my real goal. So I think it's important as well to keep you motivated. Uh, let's see the next one. Comment la technologie ou les réseaux sociaux influencent la constance positivement ou négativement? Réseaux sociaux, pour moi, c'est une discussion très compliquée parce que dépend de la personne qui utilise les réseaux sociaux. Par exemple, j'ai utilisé les réseaux sociaux, je ne vais pas dire le nombre, mais j'ai utilisé pour étudier, par exemple. Comment dire ça? Je follow. Ah, les personnes de beaucoup d'influenceurs qui parle de français parce que il poste beaucoup de choses que c'est très intéressant pour mon développement. Mais si tu es une personne qui prend ton portable et scroll de tout le temps, n'apprend pas quelque chose d'intéressant, je pense que ce type de personnes euh, pouvons être influencées négativement pour les réseaux sociaux. Parce que là-bas, parfois, toutes les choses sont parfaites. Et il y a beaucoup de personnes qui exposent seulement les choses qu'ils vont, ils vont, ils voulont. Et évidemment, ils ne vont pas montrer toutes les choses qu'ils passent pour activer non, pour activer cette chose. Par exemple, il montrait une photo de quand la personne est très gros. Et maintenant, il montrait une photo que c'est très belle avec le corps une, avec bonne physique et ce type de choses. Et tout le monde sait, ah, ça, c'est bon, papa. Et les personnes disent, ah, je vais faire cette régime, par exemple. Et je fais des exercices, mais parfois, les personnes ne parlent pas toutes les vérités de l'autre. Dire seulement une chose ou autre. Et les interlocuteurs pensaient que c'est facile pour attirer cet ego. Ele dit, ah, si cette personne, si Christian pouvait faire ça, je peux faire facile aussi. Et dans ta vie, tu changes l'habitude, comme les influenceurs disent, tu commences à comer algumas choses qu'il dit et faire l'exercice qu'il dit aussi. Et les choses pas changer dans ta vie. Et, et je pense que cette chose, c'est compliqué. Parce que parfois, cette personne, l'influenceur, change tes habitudes pour 3 mois, 4 mois, 5 mois avant de montrer dans l'internet. Mais les personnes chez lui pensaient que c'est facile parce que les choses ne pas viennent très faciles. Et dit que ce n'est pas vrai, ce type de choses. C'est difficile pour répondre em français cette question. Mon cerveau pensait em outra langue, Christian. Pas penser en français maintenant. Ai, réponds pour moi essa question, pour, s'il vous plaît.
Ah, pas de problème, je crois que c'est une chose qui arrive tout le monde. Et plus, plus encore pour les personnes qui parlent plus qu'en langue, alors c'est une chose bonne, pas de problème avec ça. Alors, je crois que je suis totalement d'accord avec toi que la technologie peut aider, aussi peut n'aider pas, parce que ça dépend totalement de la personne qui consomme. Aussi, ça dépend du type de contenu que tu consommes ou que tu vois, que tu recherches. Parce que il y a beaucoup de les contenus que c'est très intéressant, aussi que c'est très motivant, je crois que c'est la mode. Et vous pouvez utiliser ce type de créateur de contenu pour améliorer ou pour au moins pour créer un habitude de faire quelque chose de nouveau ou au moins pour avoir de l'inspiration dans notre personne. Mais d'un autre côté, il y a des personnes qui seulement vous montrer les résultats de quelque chose, mais comme vous avez dit, ils ne montrent pas de process. Et dans mon avis, le process, c'est plus important que les résultats. Et avec ça, vous en seulement, uniquement en voyant les résultats, vous pouvez te sentir démotivé parce que tout commence à faire de la comparaison. Comment c'est possible qu'une personne a atteint un niveau de français très facile et autre plus rapide que moi? Comment cette personne a perdu plus de kilos que moi seulement en utilisant quelques produits? Ou comment c'est possible qu'une personne en train de voyager à l'étranger mais je connais sa personne et avant moi, ou avant, il n'y a pas de suffisant argent, mais comment c'est possible qu'il a fait? Alors, je crois que ce type de comparaison, et quand tu commences à comparer votre vie, votre projet avec les autres, et je crois que c'est plus facile de créer, être unmotivated, je ne sais pas comment dire en français, ou décourager, c'est le mot, décourager sur quelque chose que vous êtes en train de faire. Peut-être dans les études, peut-être un point personnel, peut-être quelques types de choses de la comparaison pour tout est votre rêve sur ça, c'est chose que tu es en train de faire. Alors, la technologie peut être une chose impressionnante, peut-être une chose que vous pouvez utiliser bien, aussi peut-être une chose contre-producente.
Mhm. Yeah, je suis totalement d'accord. Et une chose que tu dis, les comparaisons. Faire comparer ton, ton vie avec le vie d'autres personnes, ce n'est pas bon parce que tu n'es pas connais le parcours que les personnes marchaient, des parcours des personnes gauches. Et un type de comparaison que j'aime est faire la comparaison de Amanda d'hier et l'Amanda d'aujourd'hui. Cet type de comparaison, je fais. Je comparais aujourd'hui, je suis un peu meilleure qu'hier. Et c'est bon. Mais comparé avec Christian ou autre personne, tu peux être motivé pour la personne, inspiré, je peux dire, mais pas comparer. Ce n'est pas une bonne idée. Tu peux, tu peux être très, how to say that, frustré tu, pour, pour les résultats et pour les choses que my goodness, I forget the word that don't happen in your life. All right, let's go. I have this question is interesting. Number 5. How does how does your environment affect your ability to be consistent? I'm talking about diet now, especially because I'm having a problem here, and I can say about my house environment, and it's complicated to be consistent if the people around you don't help you to keep you focused in your thing. For example, I can say I'm not in a diet, but I'm trying to build healthier habits in my house. So I need to make one agreement with my whole family. Hey, let's go. Let's try to change our habits to make a healthier life. Those kind of things. But my husband, he doesn't have the same culture as me. He don't want this kind of thing. And what happened? If I'm here preparing a very healthy lunch with salads, meat, everything very healthy, he comes with something delicious but not healthy. So how can I focus in my goal to be consistent in my thing if people around me keep like you can take this because it's hard. You need to have a lot of willpower not to get. For example, if he brings something that I like, and it's not only one time, of course, you don't need to be 100% focused in your thing. You can sometimes step down, and that's okay as long as you continue. But if in a daily life the person keep you doing, don't encourage you to be consistent in what you're doing is complicated. It's very complicated. Study as well. That's why it's very important you think about who you involve with in your job, in your study, in your life, your friends, because they can influence you. Because if you want to do something, but I want to go to the gym or I want to play soccer more often during the week, it's something nice. So look for friends that do this kind of activities. Because if you have only friends that, I know, I want to go to the bar, I want to go to the party, I want to do this and that, they don't have the same goal as you right now. So maybe you need to move a little bit, not far, but start to have move to another environment where people have the same goal as you, so it's going to be easier for you to be consistent. If you are surrounded with people that don't have the same goal or similar, or at least that push you to do your goal, the thing you want, it's going to be hard to be consistent. You need to be very strong. And you, Christian, what do you think?
I couldn't agree more with you. From my view as well, your environment or your social circle is crucial when you want to achieve something. I won't say that it's impossible like to reach or achieve like a goal with an environment that goes the contrary that you are trying to do. As you pointed out, a good example, your family. uh, so, however, I'm gonna say that it can help. Um well, I think that that's why it's the importance of community and network. Community in this case, it's crucial because in a community, what community means in this context? It's a group of people that in certain points follow the same directions. For example, you can find a community of people who learn English. You can learn, or you can get into a community where people try to do more exercise or like to prepare healthy recipes. So I think that that's why the importance of community. So yeah, as you said, it's when your environment goes contrary to the things or your goals, it's a little bit more difficult to achieve it because you will like you will be like feel alone, and it's easier to follow them that follow your own goal. But as I said, it is not impossible. I know people who achieve things in that kind of context. But I'm gonna say that a group, a good community will help you help you evolving or developing faster because you will be sharing the same beliefs, the same goals, the same strategies with others, and at the same time, you will learn from others' experiences. You will get like motivated from people who perhaps already face different difficulties that you are facing right now. So I believe that that sense of community is really powerful.
I totally agree. You talk about community, and that was so important for me when I did my career transition. It helped me a lot. I start to follow one community, continue the QAs, and it's only girls, ladies, and most of us was in career transition to technology, and that helps us a lot because we share our strugglings, our achievements, and everybody push each other like, hey, let's go. Sometimes you don't feel motivated, but the person comes and say, hey, let's go, think about what we want to achieve. And the community, the sense of community always is powerful. So it's good to be in communities that you can develop yourself. Like here, we are we try to build one online community to exchange experience and knowledge and develop ourselves. And this kind of community is beautiful because not everybody has the opportunity. I live in a small city, for example, so thanks God with the internet I can go anywhere in the world because it would be very hard uh, to practice the things I want, especially language, for example, here in my city. No, we don't have too much people here to practice. All right, let's see. Now is one question in French. Oh mon Dieu. Let's see. Ah, ça c'est facile, but I think we already discussed a little bit about that. The number 14. Comment les petites actions quotidiennes peuvent-elles créer une constance durable? C'est les choses que nous disons de short term, not short term, short term is English. Le petit, ah, comment on dit ça? Le petit, the short terms goals. I forget now the word in French. Les petites actions sont très importantes parce que nous, nous pouvons voir le, le par exemple, tu pas courir 10, 10 kilomètres. Tu peux jour, jour par jour, tu peux courir un peu aujourd'hui, un peu demain, après-demain, un peu. Cette habitude quotidienne sera très facile pour toi non, pour comment dire ça? Pour, j'ai oublié ce mot en français. Ah, mon Dieu, je pense que mon cerveau s'est dormi en français maintenant. Euh, euh, comment- Oh mon Dieu, j'ai vraiment oublié le mot en français. Mais je pense que c'est très important cette pétition parce que tu peux avoir plus de succès dans les choses que tu veux faire. C'est plus facile pour, pour activité. Je ne sais pas. Et toi, Christian, qu'est-ce que tu penses? Tu as déjà parlé ça, mais je pense que c'était en anglais un peu. Oui?
Mhm. Pardon-moi, c'est la question. Quel
14.
numéro de question?
14.
14? Ok. Pour la petite action quotidienne pour être consistant double. Ah oui, oui, j'ai déjà parlé un peu de ça, mais ça c'était en
En
anglais.
anglais.
Je crois que la addition, oui, l'addition de les petites choses quotidiennes peut aider à avoir un programme de pict, je ne sais pas comment on dit ça en français, un gros objectif. Et aussi, je crois que cette idée de maintenir motivé parce que vous pouvez sentir votre développement. Et alors, je crois que créer un plan de les petites choses, d'atteindre les petites choses chaque jour, peut être une chose très, très, très bonne pour votre développement si tu es en train d'apprendre une nouvelle compétence. Et avec cette petite chose, comme résultat, tu verras, tu créeras une habitude et ça sera aussi, vous savez déjà, vous aurez déjà créé une habitude qui après ne sera pas difficile de suivre et de lever chaque jour pour le faire. Je crois que quand tu es à un point, tu es dans un point qui vous avez déjà créé cette habitude de la consistency et je crois que c'est une chose mécanique. Tu dis, OK, aujourd'hui, je vais faire mes choses et dans ces choses, c'est, par exemple, vous avez posé un but qui c'est parler l'anglais couramment cette année. Et ça dure, vous n'aurez vous n'aurez rien de problème ou quelques problèmes de les faire et faire un exercice en anglais ou participer dans une conversation parce que votre tête, votre corps ya sera habitué à ce type d'action, ce type d'activité. Et c'est le moment que c'est plus. Et c'est le moment que vous direz, OK, j'ai déjà créé mes habitudes et je n'ai pas beaucoup de problèmes de le faire chaque jour.
Mhm. Oui, je suis d'accord. Les petites actions sont très importantes pour nous. Je suis totalement d'accord. Et the last question, lá não, the last question for today, for us to finish our bilingual conversation, I will ask the last question. What? Oh, this is hard. What's one area in your life where you wish you were more consistent and why? Definitely healthy. I'm a person that had. Oh my goodness, I'm going to start this question here. I'm not a very healthy person, and I really have to change my habits here because I have one son, right? So I need to educate him in a good way. When he grow up, he don't have issues with healthy. So I wish I'm more consistent to build a healthier environment, to do some exercises and those kind of things. I'm a little sedentary. I'm not so proud of that. I'm going to change my attitudes because especially nowadays that we work in computers and those kind of things, we don't have too much movement like before in our lives. So I, that's my area that I really need to improve and be more consistent. How about you, Chris?
That's a difficult question, but I'm gonna bring my spiritual life to the table because I believe that I mentioned several times that I'm Adventist. So we have some beliefs, some like commandments that we have to follow. And I believe that I put a lot of effort in different in other aspects of my life that I believe that I consider them more important. For example, study my professional basis, learning a new language, even my physical health. So I put a lot of effort in those aspects, in those areas. However, as I've been raised in that religion that it's Adventist, I believe that sometimes I don't put a lot of effort like learning more about it or reading more the Bible or perhaps even helping in the organization. I am part of a church here, and I just do the things that I like to. For example, I love singing, and when I had the chance and when they invite me, I accept without any problem. But recently, for example, I got invited to be part of another area that is the financial part of the church because we have like offerings, we have tithes, and there is people there is necessity of people who works in different areas in the church. And in my mind, it comes something like this: I am not good enough to do this. It's something that I don't like to. So I always in my comfort zone, but I believe that it's important to in my case to develop more like my awareness of my religion, because sometimes I feel that I am kind of hypocrite. I can be a little bit kind of hypocrite because I show something, but inside me or inside me there is another. It's not like a Christian, but sometimes I show something that I am not you know know what I mean. So yeah, I believe that it's an important area that I would like to be more consistent, like learning more, preparing myself more, even for showing people and perhaps for to persuade people perhaps who are interested to join my religion.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Chris. It's interesting. We always have something in our life that we want to improve. we give we put too much effort in certain areas, and we don't think about, not don't think, but don't give the same, uh, we don't put the same effort to do the other things, and it's important for us sometimes to think and to balance. To we can move. It's never too late. We can always do a movement to start to change this, and to be consistent in those areas also that we are not so consistent right now. But Christian, I would like to thank you so much for coming this today's holiday in Brazil. And we come so early for this conversation. It was my first experience. Long time I don't speak in two languages. Like myself conducting a conversation. Sometimes it's like, oh my goodness, let's see. It was a challenge for me extremely, but it was nice to have you here because you are a friendly face. I was inspired by you because the language you already talk and the way you conduct the conversations and your community. So thank you so much for coming here and joining this conversation. And I hope we can talk another conversation as well. We have more people coming, and it's gonna be very interesting as well to share our opinions. If you'd like to say something to give a goodbye today.
Mhm. Sure. Now, I just want to thank you again. I know that it's not easy to conduct this kind of conversation, so I will congratulate you again. And well, I believe that is the power of community, and it's the only way that we can grow. So thanks so much. Keep doing it because we need more communities like this.
Thank you, Christian. Bye bye. Have a nice holiday.
Have a nice holiday too. Bye bye.
Bye.